Good morning, everyone. It is a pleasure for me to introduce this important event on the European education area, and many thanks to Andrea for the invitation. Let me briefly introduce myself. I am associate lecturer at UCL, but I will move soon to the UI in Florence for a Marie Curie fellowship on higher education in Europe. So I'm particularly happy to be today with you. And also, this is my latest book on ideas and European education policy. And if you send me an email, I'm more than happy to send you a copy, in which I analyze the transformations of European education policy from the mid 70s until 2020, looking at this process called the Europe of Knowledge. My book ends when the European education area just starts. So I think it is a very good starting point to introduce my short talk. Today I've been asked to provide a few insights on the European education area. We know that it is still very much a work in progress with many initiatives and tools under development. So I would like just to give some food for thought and focus on three main points. So, first of all, a first remark is on the concept itself of the European education area, which is considered by, I suppose, the majority of the scholarship as a sort of game changer for European education. Why? Well, first of all, it does not really appear in a vacuum. We do have already well established the European higher education area on the one side, and on the other the European research area. The European education area basically takes both of them and scales them up to another level. It includes several initiatives from early childhood education, adult learning, language learning, digital education, the European University Initiative. So we can see, I think, a very big ambition here, which is also, I think, a clear acknowledgement on the importance of the role of the European Commission as an important actor for education. So first of all, the European education area as this holistic space in which all levels of European education interact. A second point is also the role of the European education area in terms of supporting European economic and political integration. In terms of economic integration, the European education area seems a driver for European economy. We know that since the Lisbon strategy, education has achieved a strategic status as an instance of the single market. And this is, I think, further strengthened by the European education area, which has this strong emphasis on education as a tool to achieve job creation and economic growth. Moreover, let's not forget that the European education area is also part of European economic policies, is part of the European semester. It is funded by several mechanism, not only Erasmus Plus, but also many other funding schemes. So, in a nutshell, it's very clear the importance of the European education area for Europe's economic growth. Second, we also have the role of the European education area as a driver of political integration, in a more challenging and complex geopolitical landscape. And I think that this ambition emerges very clearly by reading the Commission's key documents and the discourse that we have around the European education area. This, role of Europe within the global context, references to common values, common objectives, education linked and considered as a sort of antidote against the several risks that Europe is facing, like populism, xenophobia, and so on. So we do have the European education area not only instrumental to the labor market and economic needs, but also education as an important tool for the promotion of European values. The third point, which is also the conclusion, is what about the future and the potential challenges, right? Education area as a dream or as the future? Well, here it depends. It is very early to say whether the European education area can be a game changer for achieving this genuine European education area, and also it will be important for deepening and widening the European integration process. We still have many challenges. Education is still a member state competence. Mobility, as we have seen for the Bologna process, is very much a work in progress, and also the governance system of education, especially the governance architecture of the European education area, is populated by multiple actors with different interests. So we have member states, we have the Commission, we also have regional, local, national actors, and so on. So there are surely reasons to be optimistic about the European education area, but also reasons, as mentioned, for being cautious as well. For today, I hope I have given you some food for thought for the roundtable, and many thanks again for having me here. Enjoy, bye.